Welcome back. So last night we had 13 games. Tonight we have 2, and tomorrow we have 12. And then the next night I think we have 4. So it's very oddball schedule, but hey, here I am. So we start off with Pittsburgh and the Colorado Avalanche. So it's Jari versus Georgiev. The early jump was for the Avs in this one. McKinnon's denied on an end-to-end rush, but the actual shots on net are 2 apiece, 4.5 minutes in. Fedun has a shot that's tipped wide. He's been okay in relief for all the Penguins that are injured on the blue line right now. He's a good veteran fill-in. He does have experience at the NHL level. Georgiev has a clear that's picked off. Ruedel fires one wide. Malgin has a chance that's held as the Avs press. McKinnon with a wraparound, that's blocked and cleared. Rantanen has a blast that's held. The shots are 5 apiece halfway through the period. Pressed by the Penguins with 4 minutes left. Eller has a net drive that saved. Nichushkin can't bury one in close with 1:44 left. The Avs get a power play. They cycle during that. Rolls over into the second period. The Pens finish the kill. No shots on net for the Avs during that power play. And then at 1 minute and 11 seconds, backhand on a rush by Sidney Crosby ends up in the net. Gensel and Joseph with the assist. That's his 11th 30-goal season, as that was his 30th goal of the season. So really, just remarkable run by Crosby. We'll get into other remarkable runs as well in this game over here, but for now we're over here. So the Penguins then get a power play. The Avs clear it early, but it ends up being 1-11 of a 5-on-3. There's an early clear by the Avs, but during the 5-on-3, you just can't do that against Pittsburgh. They do score. It's Gensel from Malkin at 4:06. That one's batted out of the air. The Avs kill the 5-on-4, and then Drew O'Connor has a net drive that's defended. Both O'Connors against each other, unrelated. Penguins press at 6.5 minutes. They have some momentum. Zucker's denied on a rush. Shots are 12-3 for Penguins at the 8-minute mark. Archibald has a net feed. That's blocked out. The Avs had a 3-on-2 that misfires. Malkin's denied and close. The Avs then rush. And then Comfer goes top shelf on a net feed from Nichushkin at 11:35. And so that makes it a 2-1 game. But then Logan O'Connor trips Drew O'Connor, meaning it's a power play for the Penguins, and they score on it. It's a turnover. It's buried. Carter with the goal from Rust and Zucker at 14:12 as Byram just wasn't able to get that puck and get it out. So Carter gets his 10th of the season. Penguins then press for another. Helm and Crosby have a little bit of a wrestle. There was an extra 2 minutes to Helm, which surprised the announcers. I'm not sure why, because, yeah, I thought there were probably a few penalties that could have been called there. But at any rate, that's killed off. Newhook then has a tip shot that's kicked aside. 51.8 seconds left. The Avs get the power play. That rolls over into the third period. The Penguins finish the kill to start the third, the same as they had to start the second. Then there's a rush. Malkin has a net drive that's saved. Granlund is then denied. Georgiev holds the Penguins with some momentum. Nichushkin fires one wide as the Avs get some pressure. But the shots on net, 8-0 for the Penguins, 5.5 minutes in. It was a quiet crowd in this one. At least at that point, there's a near miss by McKinnon. The Avs press draws them a power play. Things get pushy on a hold by Jari, and then Taves scores on the power play. Good cycle. He buries a one-timer from the side of the net. Comfer and McKinnon with the assists at 10:28. But the Penguins would answer. It's a tip in for Carter. Dumoulin and Ruedel with the assists at 12:51. That is the first 2-goal game for him in over a year. It was January of last year. He had his last one. 4:59 left. They pull the goaltender because you got to pull him early. Jari has an empty net goal try that goes wide, and then he tries it again and is wide again. He did get an empty net goal in the AHL. He does not get one tonight. So it's 2:12 left when he ices that one, but in the end, it's an empty netter by Rust that closes out the scoring in 1941. The Penguins win this one 5-2. They move back above the playoff line. They kick Florida out for now anyways. Tomorrow night, Pittsburgh's in Dallas. Pittsburgh 35-26-10 on the season. Colorado 41-23-6 with the loss. So their winning streak is done. Shots on net 11-9 Colorado in the first, and then Pittsburgh just takes over 21-9 in the second, 15-10 in the third. Final shots 45-30 for the Penguins. Power plays 2 for 4 for Pittsburgh, 1 for 3 for Colorado. The hits 20-12 for Colorado. Jari 28 saves on 30 shots. Georgiev 40 saves on 44 shots. So, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the other game that took place tonight. The Arizona Coyotes almost got their third win of the season on the road. They're not very good on the road, but tonight they look better. They kind of brought their home game on the road, and it almost worked. So it's Ingram versus Skinner. Good early back and forth. There's a power play for the Oilers. Then there's a delay game call that makes it a 5-on-3 for 36 seconds. McDavid's denied. Draisaitl has a shot that's held. And then as the 5-on-3 had ended about 9 seconds before, it's technically a 5-on-4 power play goal. McDavid from Draisaitl at 5:49. So it's his 59th of the season, and he banked it in off Ingram's back. So basically off the nameplate on the back of his jersey. Shots are 5-0 Oilers at 7.5 minutes. So Ingram really had to keep the Coyotes in this one pretty much through most of the game. Kane mishandles one in close. Nemeth breaks up a 2-on-1. McDavid fires one wide on a rush. Hyman's denied. 2-on-1 of their own, and the rebound's cleared. 6 minutes left. The shots are 7-1 for the Oilers. So again, there's just not shots on net for Arizona. Power play though for the Coyotes. Keller's denied from the side of the net. The rebound's cleared, and then it's Mosier. Tips one in from the side of the net. Michelli and Krause with the assists of 15:47. The Oilers would press with 3 minutes left, but after the first period, it's 1-1. Second period, McDavid has a rush chance that's saved. Nurse has a shot that deflects out. And then on a turnover, it's a backhander that's buried by Keller. He scores that one from Schmaltz at 3:37. Kostin then has a net drive that's saved. The rebound was cleared. Fogel's denied on a fast break. The Oilers press at 9.5 minutes. McDavid goes beast mode. The Coyotes defend it. They don't let him get to the net. Near miss then by Boyd. The Coyotes press with 6 minutes left. The Oilers press right back about 30 seconds after that. Nugent-Hopkins is denied. The Oilers keep up the pressure. The Coyotes had numerous occasions tonight where they had a chance to clear and they didn't. And that really did hurt them tonight in this one. So then Krause fires one high and out. 2:02 left. The Oilers get a power play. McDavid's denied and close. Ingram absolutely fantastic at this point in the game. McDavid then misses one wide as the Oilers cycle. Hyman's denied on a rebound, and then it's Nugent-Hopkins on the power play after a failed clear by the Coyotes. Draisaitl with the assist at 19:50 as Draisaitl decided he was all about the assists based on the player poll that came out that said he was the best passer in the league. So he's got to live up to that, right? So after 2 periods, it's 2-2. Third period, the Oilers are 8-3-1 coming into tonight if they're tied after 2, so the odds were in their favor, and it's Arizona on the road. They should win this game. Things get pushy on an early hold by Skinner. There's a power play for the Coyotes. Post for Valimaki. They cycle. Schmaltz can't bury one in close. There's a post for Soderstrom as it comes to an end. Then there was a post for Bouchard on a 3-on-2, so the post helping out Ingram here. Coyotes cleared out. Yamamoto then has a shot that's held. Kane had a net drive. That was defended. There's a near miss for Bjugstad. The Oilers had all the momentum in this, but the shots are only 3 apiece at 7.5 minutes. Then there's a power play for the Oilers at 8 minutes, and that one's killed off. And then Clayton Keller at 8:54, pressed by the Oilers at 8 minutes, not power play. Pressed by the Oilers at 8 minutes. The power play we'll get to later, but Keller would score that one from Hayden and Schmaltz at 8:54. So he buries that one in close, and I thought that was a really nice goal scorer's goal by Keller. That's his second of the game. I think it's his 34th of the season. Yeah, Clayton Keller is set to become only the second Arizona player in the team's history to get above the 80-point mark. That was Keith Tkachuk that did that, and now it'll be Keller. So when people talk about, Arizona doesn't support the Coyotes, they haven't had a star player for basically their entire run, like a real superstar player, and Keller's really evolving into that. Oilers press with 9.5 minutes left. The Coyotes fail to clear, but Ingram holds, bails him out. And then on a rush chance, Nugent-Hopkins ties it. Draisaitl and Nurse with the assists at 12:14. Oilers then look for the lead. They get a power play with 4:40 left. There's the power play. But that was killed off by the Coyotes. No shots on net. There were some good chances for Edmonton, just near misses, and they don't get a shot that actually counts as one on net. Keller then tries to bank one in, but Skinner holds on. Coyotes press in the final minute, 29.5 seconds left. The Oilers ice it, but in the end, we're going to overtime. Why? It's a 7:30 start. So because it's a 7:30 start, it has to go to overtime. It has to fall into that range of 7:30 starts go to overtime. So the Coyotes came into this one 4-8 in overtime. The Oilers 3-4. The Oilers controlled, but they turned it over. And then the Coyotes go offside right after that. Post for McDavid on a break, and then on an egregious turnover, it goes right back to McDavid. Draisaitl with the assist at 1:31. That is the 60th goal of the season for McDavid. Absolutely ridiculous. 60 goals for McDavid. A player who coming into this season had never had 50 before. And again, I feel like this year he's just decided I'm going to get the goals this year to go with the assists. He's that kind of, and again, it reminds me of guys like Gretzky, guys like Crosby, where they can just decide, I guess I'll get a bunch of goals. The truly talented can do that. So your final score is 4-3 in overtime for the Oilers. They survive a bit of a scare here. They go to 41-23-8 on the season. The Coyotes 27-33-12 with the overtime loss. The shots in this one favor the Oilers throughout. 10-4 in the first, 13-8 in the second, 7-5 in the third, and then in the overtime they get the only shot. That's the one that matters. Final shots 31-17 in favor of the Oilers. Power plays, Arizona 1 for 2. The Oilers 2 for 4. Hits 27-25 for Arizona. Ingram saved 27 out of 31. Again, he ends up with a save percentage below 900. That to me is kind of criminal. Any goal that the Oilers scored was fantastic. This game's could have been 6 or 7-3 in favor of the Oilers, if not for Ingram's heroics. Skinner, 14 saves on 17 shots. And there you go. The Oilers, they get another win. They stay hot. And so we'll see how things go for them from here. But for the Coyotes, it's another point. So if you're a Coyotes fan, you're like, hey, stop getting points. They're still getting points. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.